grand slam on the flats is basically the 3 biggest game fish that could be caught there, or the 3 best game fish that can be caught, which is a bonefish, a permit, and a tarpon. Back when I started guiding, a slam was incredibly rare. Most people, you know, really didn't go for it. If they went tarpon fishing, they tarpon fished all day long. They went bone fishing, they bone fished all day long. They didn't really switch species so much. And then, you know, the slam got to be a popular thing where, you know, that was considered a spectacular day. If you went out and, you know, fished a tide for tarpon, fished a tide for permit, fished a tide for bonefish, and caught all 3. Over the years, it became more and more of a, you know, like a crowning achievement. To catch a slam, you know, that's the best you can do on the flat. I think there was a grand slam offshore fishing.
Yeah, exactly.
Before then, there was a sailfish, blue marlin, and depending on the area where you are, it's a sailfish, blue marlin, black marlin, or a sailfish, you know, white marlin, blue marlin sort of thing, depends on the area. So there was an offshore slam that was considered the crowning achievement of an offshore day, and I think it just kind of bled over onto the flats.
And you fish in the Everglades, and you probably got a slam in the Everglades,
right,
don't you?
Right, there's a snook, redfish, and tarpon.
Yeah.
Was a Everglades slam, you know. And these are just little things that developed from, I think originally started in the offshore circuit and kind of bled over to the flats and then bled over to everything.
I fish in New England a little bit now, Newport area, and up there they've got their own slam. It's bluefish, bonita, and striped bass in one day. If you can do that, that's a New England slam.
Yeah, guys that I saw were laid up in there, I think.
Yeah, they're good. One just rolled at 12 up in the back of the cove.
Okay. Just go in there real quiet, like.
Is that a fish facing you right there?
Yeah, I think so.
Just to the right of where you cast.
Yeah,
Good shot.
Come on, see it, baby.
Sounded like a snook.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
And here with these little guys.
Stevie, push me in there about 5 feet if you can.
Put it right in that corner.
You want me to put it in that deep?
No.
God, I'm really leery to do that. I'll
Yeah.
try it. I'll try it one time.
A lot of fish in there.
Yeah, I know.
Very gently.
There's one. Here he comes.
Strip. There he is. No,
No, you missed
he
it.
missed it. He's coming. He's coming. There he is.
We've lost mangroves. You're cool. Relax, relax.
All right, I got you away from
That was neat. Oh.
there. Nice fish.
Yeah, it is.
Don't want to clear the line very much.
That's all right. I'll strip him in. It's kind of neat watching him jump silhouetted against the mangroves, isn't it?
Took him a while to make his mind up
Yeah,
on
he did.
that.
He bit it once, Stevie.
I saw him eat it.
Yeah, and then it just pulled, but never came tight. And the second time, it came tight. God, they're precious.
He'll run in a second, I think. There he is.
It's all right.
You all right on that buoy?
Yeah, I think so for now, huh? Just back me up a little bit
Whoa!
more.
Good job. Whoa.
Get out of there, get out of there. Come on.
Get out of the mangroves.
Sweetheart, not in the trees.
He knows where he's safe.
Yeah. This is the tarpon squirrel is what this is. He wants to go gather some nuts in the trees. Back me up a little bit more, Stevie, if you can. Just
Sure.
really easy like.
Is he gonna... Ooh.
That's all right. I'll make do. I'll make do. Don't worry. I'll have to, if I go over it, it's okay if I go
forward?
over it.
Whoa.
Was that the coolest?
Here he comes, we got it.
That was pretty cool.
He's come close a few times. I think he slapped a few branches there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he did. I think he fell down on some mangrove shoots and decided that maybe in there wasn't the coolest place to be. There we go, a leadered fishy.
All right.
That is some kind of neat, Steve-O.
Good man.
Hello. You are a tarpon, and I am not.
Yeah. Put the steak in here, Hose?
Yeah, Yeah, just stake us out, Stevie, and I'll just play with him. We've caught him. Everything else after this is gravy. Like that's gravy. Tough little guy.
You're right up there. He's not winning yet, is he?
Huh? Boy, I was wondering how long it'd take you for you to start giving me a hard time.
We got gloves on board.
This is a manly boat. What do you mean
No
gloves?
gloves, huh?
No. You want me to do it?
Either way.
Yeah, here, go ahead. Peekaboo. Take your time,
go.
Stevie. It might take a couple tries.
Yeah.
Attaboy. Don't be afraid to let him go if you have to.
Took that fly. Oh, easy, baby. Oh, not happy.
It's all right. It's all right. It takes a few of those.
Not a bad fish for up here.
For back here, especially up in the trees
Yeah,
like
really.
that, huh? The ones I saw, I thought were a lot smaller than that, but this guy turned out to pretty good size. Look at him.
Nope, not
Sorry.
quite, not quite.
Hello. You belong on this side of the boat. I tell you what, this guy's got heart, Steve.
What's that?
This guy's got heart, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, he does.
You know, after that much of a battle and stuff.
That's it. Nice and tame.
Come on, baby. Give it up. Give it up. Give it up for Papa.
That's it.
There you go. Attaboy. Thank you, Stevie. That's beautiful, man.
No problem.
Boy, he's down there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Can I help you? Here you go. Little digital surgery.
Just in the roof of the mouth.
There we go. Got it. Yeah.
Nice fish.
Beautiful, Stevie. Thank you, bro.
All right.
All right.
Put him back before he gets too tired.
Yeah. Thanks for the dance, little guy. That was a hell of a dance. Look at the mangroves. He's in good shape. Steve-O!
All right, bro.
Good
Way
job,
to
man.
start the morning.
You betcha. You betcha.
Right, they're coming. Coming. There you go.
Right there?
Right in that light spot. You see that brown?
Right there?
Yeah, you're right there. Excellent. Excellent. Oh, you're right on him. You are right on him. You're about to get eaten.
Come on, eat it. Oh, come on. He's looking.
They're on it. They're on it. Oh. Come on.
Haven't bit it yet, bro. You have a certain tide and time of year that's good for a species of fish. For example, May, June for tarpon, okay? Then you have another time of year where it's good for bonefish, say August, September, October. Then you have another time of year that's good for permit, which can be February, March, April, and then again in the summertime. So, and all these fish, you know, you have to fish different tides for them, different flats sometimes. And so to be able to jockey around and play the tides right, where you, boom, go over here, catch the low end, come in, catch some nice bonefish, and then zip over here, tides up a little higher, you know, there's some tarpon going in there, boom, catch your tarpon. Tide's high, starting to fall out now, and zoom, run over here, there's some permit here. You know, to be able to do that in a day takes a lot of skill in terms of the guide and the angler.
Jose, 11 o'clock, 20 feet, big
Got
school.
him, got him.
There you go. There he is.
Got him, bro. Good call, Steve-O. Damn.
Ooh, they're in
Boy,
that
there's
school.
100 fish in there.
I know. You want me to...
Just hang tight, just hang tight, relax. Just relax. That was like an instant grab. You see that thing come up?
That was a big school. That was
Big school.
the main school. So,
He's motivating, Stevie.
is he? All right.
Yeah, there's no rocks in here, is there? This is
Not
grassy.
that I know of.
Yeah, I don't think so
should be
either.
pretty safe in this basin here.
Keep it up here a little
Main
bit.
thing to worry about is the other fish.
Yeah. Well, it's not like they have hard edges on their
Yeah.
bodies, you know, so just try to keep the line up a little bit. You know, I was looking right there in the slick before, I just didn't see a thing. Kind of glared
Popped up
out.
out of nowhere, just for a second.
I don't know the
Wait, Mr.
cormorant.
Bird. He hits right under that bird.
Scared the heck out of that poor bird. Oh, that was fun. You wonder how they can sense that. You know, that bird was sitting in the water, looking directly away, and that fish ran.
Right underneath him.
Yeah.
So many times I've seen it, the only crawfish buoy in the middle of a flat, and they'll go right for it.
Yeah.
Cooperative fish sliding down with the current.
Yeah. Leaving that school back there
Yeah.
to get dumb again.
Yeah.
Boy, these short, tough fish, man. They don't give up. Even at the end, they don't give up.
Yeah. Tough fish. You got some pressure on him.
Yeah, I've been steaming on them. Definitely been steaming on them. Hello. Hi, Mr. Permit. I think he's still a little green, Steve.
Is it?
Yeah, it's all right. You're cool, though.
All right.
Just play with him a little bit here. See if we can get him tired.
Watch your step. I'm going to reach down in here.
Okay. Think he's going to fit in that net?
I think he will.
Oh. I want the ones that don't fit in the net. It's all right. I'll bring him around.
He's not that bad, actually.
I was going to say.
Oh, good fish.
He just barely fit in the net.
Just barely. Nice permit.
Cool beans. What do you think, bro? Huh?
Nice fish.
Nice fish, he is right. Thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
Thank you.
Very nicely done. Hold that for me.
Surely. What do you figure he is?
Stevie?
18?
No, he's better than that. I'd say it's
18 to 20?
20. Yeah, I'd say it's 20. See you, guy. Thanks for the dance. My bruh.
All right.
Way to go, man. All right, all we need is that
bone.
bone, and we got a slam. When those little tarpon are on the flats and in the mangroves and stuff, there's you can't really use your regular tarpon flies because your regular tarpon flies are kind of big. They're feeding on little tiny shrimp, little bait fish about this big. So you want to kind of have a little fly that emulates that. You also don't want to have a hook that's too large because that hook will sink down and bury in the weeds. Another thing too is because you're casting into the mangrove sometimes, you're really trying to drill it right in under the roots, which is where those little fish are sometimes, little tarpon. You want to try to tie a fly that's weedless. So we'll modify your regular tarpon fly a little bit and put a little weed guard on it. Actually, I use a little heavier mono for the weed guard. And you tie that in first. Put that right there. Okay, and that's the beginning of the weed guard, and we'll finish the weed guard later. Okay, and then we work on the tail. And I use kind of a furnace type of feather because I like the variation with the brown and the black. And I'll take 3 feathers, even them up a little bit, and that's one side. And I'll take 3 more feathers, and that's the other side of the fly. Now, I like the feathers to kind of splay opposite of each other. So what I'll do is I'll grab those like that, leave them be, and then I'll grab these like this, and then I'll just splay them. so that they're in opposite directions, and I'll try to even them up a little bit. Then I'll pinch them together. There's my basic tail for this fly. And then if one feather's a little too short or too long, I try to even it up, just because I want that fly to ride true. And the way you get them to ride true is by making sure everything is even on both sides. Once I get that, I'll snip it, put it on there. Okay, so I got my tail that splays outward. And most bait fish, when they swim in the water, they have just a hint of a flash. Even if they're dark bait fish, they have just the tiniest little hint of a sparkle, whether it's their slime coating or whatever. I don't know what it is, but they have just a hint. So what I'll do is, rather than make it too obvious, I'll take a couple strands of Flashabou, not too much, and tie that into the tail, about the same length as the feathers. So you don't want it to be too obvious. It's just a subtle little flash. Okay, and then, because you want this fly to go in there and land quietly, you know, and not sink too fast, what I do is I palmer one of these feathers around. I wrap it around and just kind of gives it a little fluffy appearance. And also what it does is, because it's a little more wind resistant, kind of parachutes it down. And also when it lands in the water, because there's, you know, a lot of feathers sticking out, it has a tendency to sink very, very slowly. So that way you can get away with using it in shallow water. And then you just start wrapping these two feathers around the shank of the hook, at the same time fluffing it out a little bit. Okay. Once I get it to about there, what I'll do is I'll tie it off a little bit. And then, because these fish are feeding on little shrimps and bait fish that have eyes, I'll put a couple eyes on the flies. And I use these monofilament eyes because these guys don't have any weight to them. You know, I don't want to use weighted eyes because the water that these fish are in is generally pretty shallow up against the mangroves. And then I'll take the balance of these feathers and finish my wrap around the eyes. And tie it off. And snip the balance off. Take the fly and turn it over. Okay, and bring this monofilament loop around. And I'll snip it off. And just complete the tie. And I'll whip finish it real quick. And then I'll make whatever last minute little adjustments you need to make. Like, I like to have my weed guard sticking out just a little bit beyond the point of the hook, not much. And you fix your little feathers. And basically, there you have it.
Oh, you're behind him. You're just behind him. You're coming at me. Moving to the right. Moving to... I don't see him now. There you are, host. He's
All right.
Good
About
man.
them apples. About them apples. I thought that was a goner for sure, Stevie.
Lucky. Kept a little profile there and
Yeah, we did.
hadn't quite seen us.
Hi, guy.
Nice fish.
There's very few guides, I think, that I communicate with anyway. And I think Stevie's the same way. You know, guides are a funny breed. They're very closed-mouthed about their spots. They're very closed-mouthed about their techniques. And it's very rare for me anyway to communicate with any guide. So one of the neatest things that I think Stevie and I have as far as a relationship is a certain trust factor that, you know, you can talk about spots. Hey, you know, the fish were jamming over here, you know, to the west, and Stevie says, you know, back in the back there's been a ton of bonefish or this and that and the other. And that kind of communication, it may happen between some guides, but not a lot. You know, it's a real nice trust factor that you have to be able to communicate with somebody.
Me being in the flats for the full year, I'm there all year round, whereas Jose's offshore for a good part of the year. I can tell him where a lot of the bait is at times because I'm constantly seeing that. So.
Boy, he sure likes saving it, doesn't he? Yeah.
There we go.
All right, Stevie, there it is.
Good man.
The big 3.
Yeah.
All right. Good job, man. Cool. Was that a call or what?
That was good.
There you go. Cool, Stevie. I gotta pick him up here a second. Easy, guy. The big bone. There he is. Thank you, Steve-O.
Very well.
A little reviving sort of thing. Yeah, he's fine. My guy. There it is, Steve-O. We did it.
Go, man.
Thank you, bro.
Come on. Oh, he circled. He's on it. He's on it. There he is.
Oh, shoot.
Try him again.
You didn't want to play more than once on that one. That was a big fish, huh?
Well, I saw another fish first. Yeah, it is. It's a 40, 50 pound fish.
Wow. He grabbed it, boy. I never got tight to him, though. Little bent pole.